Converting SI units. I'd like to start by talking to you about something called SI units. The SI units were established in 1960 by a committee. The SI stands for System International, and it uses a set of standards for the fundamental quantities of science. And we're going to focus on a few of these fundamental quantities and talk about what the SI units are. And that means no matter wherever you are in the world, you are going to use these units for these particular quantities that I'm going to show you. So for example, length has an SI unit, and this is the unit that is used all over the world when we're talking about length. If you're solving a problem for length, your answer should be converted to this unit. And so it's a universal language when we're talking about science. And that unit is the meter. So the meter is the universal or SI unit for length. Now we have a few others I want to show you. For mass, it is the kilogram. For time, it is the second. Area is the square meter. Volume is the cubic meter. And lastly, density, which is a ratio of mass to volume. So the unit for that would be a kilogram per cubic meter. Now I'd like to talk about converting the SI units. The first thing we need when converting an SI unit is a conversion factor. So I wanted to put a list together of some conversion factors, some commonly used conversion factors between units of length and time, etc., between SI units and other units. So let me put a list for you. Okay, so here are some conversion factors that we may use a little bit later. So feel free to refer to these. So I would like to do an example, and so example one is how many meters are equivalent to 5 inches? And so I want to go ahead and do this example with you real quick. I'm going to start with the value that I'm actually given, which is 5 inches. And I'm going to put that over 1. To the right, I'm going to put parentheses. And inside my parentheses, I'm going to put a conversion factor, and I need a conversion factor between meters and inches. And so I happen to have a conversion factor right here. And so for every 1 inch that I have 0.0254 meters. And then what I'm going to do here is cancel the inches that I have, and then I'm left with my answer of 0.127 meters. Now later on we're going to be talking about significant figures, or you may have already watched my video on significant figures. Either way, I want to try and write my answers in 3 significant figures. And this answer is in 3 significant figures because zeros before a number never count. So this will be my answer for 5 inches is equivalent to 0.127 meters in 3 significant figures. Okay, let's do another example, and let's say I want to know how many meters, actually square meters, which is an area value, is equivalent to 2 square feet. And so I'm still going to write out the value I'm given, which is 2 square feet. I'm going to put it over 1. But because my unit for length is squared, I need 2 sets of parentheses. And what I'm going to do here is put feet in the bottom of my first set of parentheses. And in the top, I'm going to write m for meter. And I'm going to do the same thing with my second set of parentheses, feet in the bottom, meter in the top. Now, I need a conversion factor between meters and feet. I don't know if I put that, but I'll go ahead and give that to you now. And that conversion factor is, for every 1 meter, we have an equivalence of 3.28 feet. And we're going to do the same thing in the second set of parentheses here, 3.28 feet. Now, when I cancel, you can see then that my feet cancel. This first value for feet cancels, so I get rid of the 2. And then my second value for feet cancels, and then I get rid of my feet there. And what I'm left with is a unit for square meters, which is what I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply 2 across the top, so 2 times 1 times 1 is 2. Multiply the bottom, 1 times 3.28 times 3.28, which gives me 10.76. And that gives me an answer of 0.1859 square meters. I want my answer in 3 significant figures, so that would be 0.186 square meters. Okay, let's do one more example, and I want to know how many seconds are there in one day. So I'm going to write out what I'm given, which is 1 day, put it over 1. To the right, I'm going to use, let's start with 2 sets of parentheses. We might want to add more later. But I know that for every 1 day, there are 24 hours. And I know that for every 1 hour, there are 3,600 seconds. Don't say 60 seconds in an hour, it's a common pitfall. Okay, so let's cancel days, hours, and multiply the top, 1 times 24 times 3,600, and we get the answer of 86,400 seconds. And that is in 3 significant figures. That is my answer. Okay, let's do some practice. And these practice problems will be due the next time we meet, which may be the first day of school, maybe a weekend, depending on when you're watching this video. But the next time you see me, that's when this assignment will be due. And so here is your practice. And here are your answers. Notice you'll find out in this class that I'm really not interested in your answers. I'm interested in how you get your answers. So when you turn this work in the next time I see you, I'm going to be looking for how did you get these answers, not necessarily that you got these answers, but how did you get them. So good luck and have fun.